Hey guys, this is Thomas from Kamelot, and you're watching HardRockHaven.net.
All right, well, we've got Thomas Youngblood of Kamelot. Thank you so much for doing this.
Thanks, man.
Haven just released yesterday.
Yeah.
So brand new record. Is it
Right.
nice to finally unleash that? on the
Totally,
fans?
like with basically hardly any leaks, which is amazing. But we worked really hard on that as well. But we put out teasers for fans to check it out. The response has been amazing. So we've got a lot of killer reviews, and it looks like it'll be our biggest first week in the history of the band. So that's also exciting.
That's great. That's great. I know there's a big signing yesterday at FYE. How did that go?
Went great. It's great. We were on our way from Toronto down here, so they have an FYE, I guess, in Rochester. So we were able to meet some of the fans there and sell some CDs. That actually, I guess that was street day yesterday? But yeah, we're good.
What did the band want to do on this second record with Tommy on vocals? 'Cause I know.
I think we wanted to be able to step out a little bit of that box, an album that was 100% Kamelot DNA, and maybe be a little bit more experimental. I think with Sober, though, we were able to achieve exactly the goal we wanted to with the transition singers. And it came out really cool with the concept and stuff, but with Haven we wanted to do something a little different, bring in some different elements that we felt would be something that our fans would be interested in, because they're always looking for new things from the band. And so we pulled in a few new twists and turns, and so we're really excited about it.
I caught the music video for Insomnia, very Matrix-like. Did you enjoy making that?
Oh, it was awesome.
Where did that concept come from?
Well, originally the idea was more like based on the movie The Island with Scarlett Johansson. Yeah, I love that movie, and then also when I was a kid, I grew up watching movies like Coma and Gattaca. So a lot of that was inspired from the love of those kind of movies.
Dystopian future.
Yeah,
stuff.
it's always been something. Even like Logan's Run when I was a really little kid, I was so interested in the way we're going to evolve in the future. So it's cool for this record to make it a little bit more modern, both imagery and also music.
Well, you mentioned that there were some new elements on Haven, but there's also some familiar guest vocals on there with Elisa White-Gluz.
Yeah.
In your opinion, what do her vocals add to your music overall? Because I know she's been a guest on Silverthorn and on this one.
I mean, it's like to me, she's also a super cool person. So it's always great to work with those kind of people that you like personally, you have a lot of respect for. And I think with all the records, all the guests, they have a certain unique quality that brings that extra spice to whatever song they're on. And it's just something we've been doing for a while. We like to do it. We have a lot of cool friends that are also very talented. So it's and with her, it was also cool to have her doing some clean vocals on Haven versus just the heavy stuff.
Yeah, trading off. But Revolution, man, she comes in with the chorus there. It's pretty cool. What about Charlotte and Troy Donackley? I know it was nice to see Troy doing a little penny whistle on there.
Yeah, Troy. We were here a couple of years ago, 3 years ago, with Nightwish, and we got to meet Troy on that tour. And just think he's a super cool guy, very down to earth. And at the end of the tour, we talked about working together in some capacity. And then with Charlotte from Delane, they've toured with us a couple of times. And most of the people in the symphonic metal world know who she is. So it's been great to be able to have her on the record.
Do you ever consider whether or not you're able to do live performances with those guests? Because I know Alyssa was able to do them recently in Canada, but do you ever? I know you've got a different background singer with you on tour.
Yeah, I mean, I think that would be something for like a DVD, maybe, for example. Try to bring in all the original people for that song. Would be cool to do. It would probably be logistically difficult, but that would be fun. I mean, that could obviously. We're going to do a festival with Delane, I think, in the summer. So maybe it would be cool to have Charlotte join us for that for Winter Gray Skies.
How did you first get connected with Linnea Vikström? sure I'm saying that right.
Yeah, actually, I was asking her that about a week ago because I couldn't remember how we. But we were doing 70,000 tons of metal, and Therion was also playing. And I asked Snowy Shaw to do the Mephisto stuff, and then I said, "Oh, by the way, do you know any female singers?" And he's like, "Yeah, Renee would be perfect." So that's how that all worked out. And then she did some shows with us at some of the summer festivals. And then she did the UK with us. And you'll see tonight, she's freaking amazing. And her voice is super strong, and she's got an amazing presence. That's something that we haven't had. It's a different, a whole new different thing to the show. It's cool.
Looking forward to hearing it. Obviously, we've got the new record on Napalm Records. This is the first one on Napalm. How's that been going so far?
Going good.
Good relationship?
Yeah, it's been going good. The record business is changing nowadays, so bands aren't necessarily on labels for 10 years in a row like they used to be, but we were free for this record, and there was a couple of labels that were, really wanting to have the new album. So Napalm was, in our opinion, was the right choice, with everything all the criteria that we needed, whether it be like belief in the band or priority or budgets.
It seems like the album came out in a lot of different formats. There's a lot of different editions, vinyl and deluxe.
We got like 5 or 6 vinyls. We got media book, yearbook, which is like big, and it's all really cool stuff. We had this wooden box that sold out in like 15 minutes. Like, you guys should have made more. I told you. But our fans have never had that opportunity. It's always either been like a digipack or maybe a vinyl. But so to be able to kind of offer more variations on the album was something that we were really looking forward to.
On the last tour, you were touring with Kuhn Janssen because Oliver had obligations with his family. What was that like playing with?
Oh, it was great. I mean, he's a really nice guy, great performer. He was a Kamelot fan when he was younger too, so it was fun, for him to tell me, how it was kind of surreal for him to be playing like the center of the universe and be on stage and everything. But he's an amazing player, very nice guy. Also one of my favorite people in the business.
Great. Well, Epica, his band is named after a Kamelot album.
Yeah.
Was that flattering, embarrassing? What were your thoughts when you heard that?
Yeah, I mean, initially it was flattering, a little bit weird, I guess. But then it sometimes can be confusing when you do searches now. It's a little bit,
on the web, yeah, that's true.
I never trademarked the name of the album, so once Ghost Upper came out, I was like, I gotta trademark.
Well, Kamelot's been around for a quarter of a century at this point. Does that ever blow your mind? You stop to think about it?
In a way, but not really, because time is flying, and you'll see tonight. It's like the energy and everything for the band is just we're at our top, when it comes to our game and the live show. And I think since Silverthorne, we almost feel like there's a new era for the band. So yeah, I occasionally I think about it, and I'm of course really happy that I'm still doing this, but I also am one of those planners and I like to look ahead and think about the future. And, so that's also one of the reasons why I think the band's been able to evolve with each record and stay relevant and grow the fan base, but keep the fans we have.
You mentioned a rebirth of sorts with Silverthorne, and on tour with Dragonforce right now. They're also on their second album with their new singer.
Yeah.
Have you trade notes on that, or is it?
We talked a little bit about the transitional period and stuff. We also did that with another band in Europe, I think. I can't remember the band, but of course Nightwish, for example. And I think it's becoming more and more acceptable by the fans. It's becoming so many bands now are doing that. And you can also look at a lot of examples from the past where bands have gotten bigger or whatever. Maybe their best record was with a different singer. My favorite Black Sabbath is Ronnie James Dio, not Ozzy.
I was thinking AC/DC, but yeah, you're right.
AC/DC is an example. So there's a lot of really good examples of that whole deal. But for us, it's always been looking ahead and not thinking too much about it. Yeah, and actually Silverthorne, we have a lot of new fans from Silverthorne, which is pretty cool. And a lot of people who never even knew who the band was before that.
That's great. With Dragonforce, do you recall the first time that you ever heard their music?
I remember something, but not specifically where the moment. But I remember. Actually, yeah, I met Herman and Vadim. We played a show in London before they were signed. They came backstage to say hello. They were actually called Dragonheart, and they were on mp3.com, which was a big thing back then. They like to have the #1, and then they signed to Noise Records because that's something they really liked. And I probably heard something after that.
If Dragonforce could cover a Kamelot song, which one should they choose?
Probably Fourth Legacy, but then they'd have to speed it up.
Of course.
They have to play it double time. It's already 175, I think, beats per minute.
They'd find a way. So.
Oh, yeah.
Have you had a chance to talk guitars at all with Herman and Sam?
We're good friends. Talk about guitars, everything. It's a very, very amicable tour with the guys, and they're all fun to hang out with. Yeah, it's a great package for the fans.
What's the last album you've listened to and really enjoyed? Do you recall that?
Good question. Things I haven't been buying a lot. Are you talking about metal or just music?
Just anything, yeah.
Yeah. I like this band. It's not metal at all. It's a band called Shiny Toy Guns. Have you heard of them?
I've heard of them.
Yeah, it's a little bit more like 80s kind of alternative. I can't remember the name of the album. They have We Are the One, I think is one of the singles. So you guys, you metal people out there are going to hate me. Too bad.
Whatever. Where do you get your inspiration from these days? Because, I mean, obviously you've got your influences from when you first started, but is there anybody that kind of gets the creative juices going?
Musically, I like listening to really heavy bands, like old Pantera, to Slipknot. But then for the more of the soft side of Kamelot, I still listen to a lot of classical and new age stuff. Film score stuff like that. That's pretty much always been my musical influences. Other than in the early days when I liked bands like Maiden and Queen and stuff like that.
Well, last time you played here, it was a sold-out show with Nightwish, double bill there. What are your thoughts on playing in Columbus, Ohio?
I love it. I mean, I think is that one club here, the Dimebag?
Yeah, the El Rosa.
Yeah, I think we played there and sold that out.
That was Silverthorne. Yeah.
Yeah, and I kept thinking I want to come back here, So it's exciting to be able to play the bigger room now. And I remember that crowd because we videotaped that show. I think we might have put it on YouTube, and it was just like unbelievable the way the crowd response was. So hopefully we could even have 50% of what we had that one night. That's going to be amazing.
Judging by the line out there, I'm sure you will.
Awesome.
Well, Thomas, is there anything else you'd like to say to fans that might be watching this?
Yeah, go check out Haven. You're going to love it. And we're doing a massive tour, so if we're not going to be near you on this round, we're definitely coming back. I think we're coming back in November, December. So check out Kamelot.com for tour dates, and see you guys there.
Thank you so much.